You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn. Her did this?
I don't need no one to save me. I was born to be the greatest. All that time in that basement, all that time isn't wasted. Rapping getting faded. I just wanna tell my mom that I made it. Just wanna be the topic of the conversation. Used to rock the gold plated. Now I'm wearing gold chains like I'm famous.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Thank y'all all for tuning in with Kings and Dreams. I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in, rocking out with me. It's been about 2 weeks since I did a live stream, man. So I've been itching to get back, but waiting to think about what I want to talk about, right? So, but before we get into the topic that you guys see on the thumbnail and the title description, want to get into a few things. So first things first, want to make sure that all of you make sure that you are following me on all of my social media. So definitely follow me on my Instagram, TikTok, Discord. All of the links are in the description below. So definitely make sure that you guys check me out. Also, I have my email address for consultation. So if you are first time traveler to Medellin, Colombia, or you are just looking for some more intricate information in Medellin, Colombia, you definitely should reach out to me because I'm your guy. For those who don't know, I do have a place in El Poblado, so I definitely have a lot of great information, a lot of contacts there. So definitely reach out to me there. Second thing, so we are 8 days away from the Flyboy and myself going to Cuba. So there will be a lot of good content there. Shout out to the Flyboy Way. So next week, Flyboy and I, we are in the building in Cuba. So definitely be on the lookout for some content there. I'm very excited, man. This is my first time this year going abroad, man. It's just been a lot of things I've been dealing with, some family things, family come first, right? So I got to take care of that. But I'm very excited to be outside, man. So very excited. All right, so let me just get in the room really quickly. Give a couple of shout outs before we do get started. Shout out to my man Tim Howard. All make sure that you hit the like button, the notification icon, and share this content with as many people. Yes, absolutely. The likes are free 99. So get the likes up, hit the like button, share the video. I definitely appreciate that. Please hit the like button. XL Pro is in the building. Hold on. Let me get my music on really quick before want to make sure that this is good. All right, so let me know if the music is too loud. If you need me to turn it down, just let me know. Jay Burden is in the building, says, what's good, everybody? Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to you. Raging Nig, kill it. Yes, man. We definitely gonna have some conversation today. Jay Fleming is in the building. Salute to you, my brother. D. Smith, he says, the king is in the house. Man, definitely appreciate you all for watching and tuning in. Thank you all so much. Again, make sure that you all hit that like button and hit that notification bell. Let's see here. Who is this? My man Jarrell Smith is in the building. Salute. Thank you all for popping in. So I know that let me know if the music is too loud. So put a 1 in the chat if the music is perfectly fine, or put a 2 in the chat if you need me to turn it down. Okay, so the music is fine. Okay, cool. All right. So, as I mentioned, right, you see the title, see the thumbnail, and we always talk about passport pookies and things of that sort. I kind of wanted to escalate it a little bit because I wanted to get into um, call them passport parasites, right? And so wanted to read the definition of what a parasite is with you all, right? So a parasite is an organism that lives in a host organism and gets food from or at the expense of its host. So essentially, what that means is that the parasite is basically utilizing resources from another host. So, what I like to do is put it into the terms of how these guys, and again, some, not all, but these particular guys that go out to these different countries, don't know the rules or don't care for the rules, and they bring this US mindset. And the problem is when they bring that mindset, people just look at them and think that it's every single person that travels. So this is why I say that this is a parasite type of mentality, because what you're doing is you're sucking in resources, which will take away from us all in the travel community, us all that's not going to these different places, that's not following the rules. You go into all of these different venues, you're throwing money in the air, or you're being extremely inebriated in public, being loud, making noise, and drawing way too much attention to yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some videos, and we're going to engage in some conversation here. So let me pause the music really quickly. All right. So the first video that I want to play, it's going to be called 5 Ways to Identify a Passport Pookie. This is a young content creator too. So I'll post a link to his channel, and he's just really getting started on YouTube. But I happened to catch this video, so I really like his content. Let me share this. Okay, so all let me know when you are able to see my screen. Just put a 1 in the chat when you're able to see my screen. Let's see. Shout out to Learn to Travel TV in the building. I see you, my brother. I see you, man. Salute, salute, man. Yeah, so let me get this video started for you all.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Life of Renzo. And today I'm going to give you guys 5 ways to identify a passport pookie. Number 1, this person has complete disregard for the country, the culture, and only care about what they can gain from the women. Yeah, that I've seen a lot of that, and that's just not cool whatsoever. 2.
Hold on. All right. So right there, what I'll say is that no regard for the culture and just disregard for the woman. Now there are some that will, and I don't care what guys do. If you're going over there for the woman and you're doing P for P or whatever the case is, Cool. Listen, as long as you get there safe and you get back safe, that's all I really care about. What I will say though is now if you are just not being respectful, then yes, that is a problem. Because like it or not, we are all going to be looped in. And I know that that's not fair, but they see one American black guy. If we make a mistake, they're going to think that we all going to make the same mistake, or we all are disrespectful, or we all have no regard for, no, excuse me, no regard for the country or the culture. So this is why I want to address this because like the few bad apples it has, and you see how the media is talking about the whole travel community. Some people will say, "Hey, listen, I'm on a passport, bro. Listen, I get it, right? You know." But the thing is that all of us who are melanated men who travel, they loop us in that passport, bro, category. And so there's a real passport, bro, and there's a passport, bro, parasite who just really is just sucking the life out of traveling because you're not adhering to the country laws. You don't know the laws. You don't know anything about the culture. You don't want to learn about the culture.
Throwing money in the streets. Now, you might think that, I don't know, you're doing, matter of fact, no, you know what you're doing. You are out there flexing, trying to get all this attention and shit. You're not helping anybody. Like, yeah, those people are getting money, but you're doing more of a disservice to yourself, especially that the one particular video that I seen, that guy was 10 minutes away from getting fucking abducted.
I ain't come to play. I shot her with me and she had to sign an NDA. You know I'm young bitch when you see me, there ain't no mistakes. The way I'm balling.
Now, this behavior right here, now this is what I call parasite pookie behavior, right? And I know this guy, actually shout out to my man Garnet Scientist. He actually sent me this clip not too long ago. And I believe this was actually in the Dominican Republic. This guy, I believe he's a rapper and he's shooting a video. Hey, listen, man, you shooting a video, cool, but dude, you throwing money in the air. Like, what people got to realize is that when we go into these countries, these people don't have, and I don't want to say all, but some of these people don't have some of the same resources that we have. Like, our middle class in the United States is completely different from middle class, I would say, in the Dominican Republic for sure. It's completely different. So when you just throwing that money around, like, to me, I think like that's extremely disrespectful. And even when you do it in the States, I never understood why people would go to the strip club and just be throwing money, or if you in the club VIP section, you just throwing money in the air. Why would you be doing that? So I wouldn't even do this in the States, let alone do this outside of the States. But yes, this is what we call right here grandiose pookie behavior. So on a grand scale of pookie-ish behavior right here.
That you think I'm in the NBA. I look on the realest that you better know it.
Like, you don't go to some of these second and third world countries and throw money around. That is only an American concept. That's a very easy way to lose your life. But I guess we'll just have to let fucking natural selection take care of those guys. Number 3, arguing with the police. Now, I have seen this and I've heard stories of it. Do not get, this is not America. You don't have fucking constitutional rights, guy. Why do you even think that you can go to another country and just because you're American, you can have your way, you can talk back, you can be disrespectful? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's a good way to get jailed and probably, especially, I'm speaking, from Colombia, bro. So there are, quite a bit of corrupt, officers and shit, right? And if you ain't got the money to pay the bribe, I mean, those guys can pretty much do whatever the hell they want to do with you. So if you piss the right,
Oh man, so I just wanted to stop it right there at what he just said, right? So arguing with the police officer, and when basically essentially when you are getting shaken down, if you don't have the money to pay up the police officer, they can pretty much do whatever they want to you. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Man, what I just say is like stay to yourself and don't draw attention to yourself. I don't understand why you would want to draw attention to yourself. And when you get shaken down in a different country, I know Flyboy actually had a story in Mexico where like he had gotten shaken down, and I think some other people have mentioned that they've gotten shaken down in different countries, and actually even myself. So this was when the C word was still at its height, and you had to wear you were mandated to wear masks in Colombia, in Medellin. So I was at this restaurant, and there was an ATM machine kind of like downstairs from it, but I had my mask off, and the police, I think it was like three police officers, and they actually rolled up on me, and they were about to shake me down, but thankfully the manager of the restaurant, like, he was watching me like at the ATM, so he told them like, hey, like this guy's just finishing up his dinner or whatever the case is. But had I not, had he, the manager had not been there, I would have gotten shaken down. And if I would have tried to argue with them or tried to, fight with them or whatever the case is, what do you think is going to happen to me? So you got to stay to yourself. You got to stay low key. Don't draw too much attention to yourself. And why draw attention to yourself? That doesn't make any sense, right? So if you say, hey, you know what? I'm traveling. I want to get outside the matrix. I want to enjoy life, or I want to see a woman, or whatever the case is, right? So you got to take yourself out that matrix mindset. You got to take yourself out that matrix mindset. Like, this is not the United States. Let's continue. Actually, hold on. Before we continue, I do see a super chat. My man QB Passport Flexing. Thank you so much for the super chat. Definitely salute to you. Appreciate you, my man QB Passport Flexing. Definitely make sure that y'all check out his channel. Mods drop QB Passport Flexing channel. For those of y'all who like to go to Mexico or are intrigued to go to Mexico, QB Passport Flexing is definitely one guy like who knows Mexico thoroughly. Let me see here. Junior Avery says people believe it's balling. Oh, okay. We're throwing money in the air. I mean, I think that that's stupid. What I would consider balling is adding more assets, right? you know, um, building up more disposable income. So now I don't believe in throwing money in the air as that being like to me. I don't believe that being balling, and I understand like Jim Jones had the balling song, right? You know what I mean? But like, nah, that throwing money in the air is one of the reasons why, like, you go to a predominantly black neighborhood and all of the stores, right? They're not owned by predominantly black people, and you wonder why. It's because of this nonsense right here. Thank you for the comment though. Pookie, Pookieism 101, absolutely. Let's see here. August O'Ray, fake, you fronting. Oh, you talking about the dudes? Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Big Show on TV is in the building. Salute, Coach. Love the podcast. Yes, salute. Oh, Junior and Avery. I just realized who that is. What's up, Rod? Oh man, salute, brother. Garnet Scientists, Kings and Dreams. Yes, man. Salute, salute. Um, my man Self Made is in the building. Thank you so much for dropping that link. Shout out to Self Made in the building. Appreciate you for being here. Yeah. I got you, Coach Rod. Yeah, man. Definitely not balling. It's foolish. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Get those likes up. For sure, for sure. All right, so let me get back. Hold on, let me get back into the video.
Got off. You might not come back, dummy. Like, number 4, getting into meaningless arguments with the locals. Now, this kind of goes hand in hand with number 3, but the locals ain't do shit to you, bro. How hard is it to be respectful, right? Number 5, showcasing pros on the internet. You guys know what I mean by pros. So this I find very disrespectful, and I find it disrespectful because yes, every man is aware that this happens in the country. However, think about the image that you're portraying towards that country and towards their government. And if you actually really cared about that country and their culture and things of that nature, you would know, and it would be common sense, that they probably wouldn't want that idea or that paradigm of their country being shared with the internet, right? You're taking one aspect of the country and you're blasting it on the internet, and obviously it's going to gain traction because men are men, and if they can get some easy play, then they're going to go get some easy play, which I understand. However, I personally don't do that. If that's what you do, then that's your prerogative. I don't condone it, and you don't need to anyway. All I gotta do is just get in the gym. But yeah, so just those 5 behaviors right there is how you can easily identify a passport pookie. And I highly recommend that you stay away from this type of.
All right, so let's go back to number 5. What he was talking about, showcasing the pros, right? So, and I believe like this is one of the reasons why a lot of the travel community has come under scrutiny, whether it be just or unjust. But we have to be transparent here, and we have to call a spade a spade. Like, yes, there are definitely some haters, but we can't say that we did not contribute to them hating, right? And when I say we, I don't mean like, some people gonna say, well, I didn't do anything. Of course, right? But when I say we, I'm talking about us men, like the travel community as a whole. So there are some men that we're putting out women that ladies of the night. Let's keep it real. You were showcasing ladies of the night. So if that is all that you predominantly have on your channel, or as my man Andre Love Crossing Borders like to call it, booty bake videos, or things like that. So that's what you're going to be preconceived as. Now, again, as a man, do what you do, handle your business. And, me personally, I don't care as long as you get there safe and get back safe. But I do believe that there is a level of discretion that we do have to have, right? So you don't necessarily have to show all of your receipts in a precarious way. And some of you guys like to do that. And I just think that is only going to put more scrutiny on the community. And even though you may say, hey, you know what, this is not me, or whatever, but those people in those countries, they're going to say, you know what, okay, so this Black American guy, he did this, so when this other guy comes over, they're going to assume that you're going to do the same thing. All I'm saying is that, sometimes perception can be reality. And even though this is not everybody, but the bad apples mess it up for the majority of us. So men, just make sure that you get your act in order. As I said, man, if you're going to do your thing, go ahead and do your thing, man. there is a level of discretion that you do have to have, and I believe that wholeheartedly. All right, so this video is done. Let me get into. I'm gonna get into another video here in a minute. Let me close this out. All right, so Coach Rod, okay. Garden Scientist says black people always spoiling something. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, man. You are absolutely right about that, man. You know, people, we gotta we gotta think about our image, right? And we do things without thinking, and I would say especially men, we need to use our minds first instead of just having that random that random emotional reaction without thinking. Like we got to think like, okay, you know what? How is this going to be looked at by other people? How are we going to be perceived? Right? Because now that you mess up, so somebody else could go to that country and then they think that, oh, okay, well, all of these brothers are the same. We got to start using our mind, man. Let's see here. LDU Lifestyle says fire show, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for tuning in. All do me a favor. Make sure that you do like the video. The likes are free 99. That'll definitely help push me up in the algorithm. So definitely make sure that you like the video, share the video, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate you all for tuning in, and we are going to get to our next video. All just make sure that you all put a 1 when you are able to see the next video. Put a 1 in the chat if you're able to see the video. Just get those 1s up. Okay. All right, cool. All right, shout out to
You're a visitor in their country, so act accordingly. It's almost like when I was a little boy. My grandmother used to always give us that briefing. When you go to somebody else's house, act like you got some sense. I know the excitement to be somewhere different, to take it all in.
The passport bro movement is on fire, and I saw it coming because, hey, my brother been living overseas for the last 7 years, but now it's a phenomenon. It's not just older guys or retired guys like back in the early 2000s. Now you got young guys like Austin Holloman who are, catalyzing other young men, especially young black men, to get their passports. And typically brothers with passports tend to have, good income, stable jobs, or really good, unique skills. But unfortunately, there has been the rise of the passport pookie. And he's the pookie in Ray Ray who gets in trouble overseas or causes problems that brings down, the image of the African-American male traveler. And so today I have a few videos.
Hold on, let me stop. Hold on, let me stop it right there. Now, what O'Shea Duke Jackson just said, right? Real passport bros have real jobs, income. They're able to actually travel, right? And so they're about something. The fact that this is a real passport bro or a real traveler, blue book gentleman, whatever you would like to label yourself, but this is what I would say. This is these are the real travelers that you're able to have a manageable income where you could go back and forth through the United States or abroad, and you're able to take care of yourself, right? Now, the pookies, those are the ones that typically, and I don't want to say all because there are some weekend warriors, and weekend warriors are not pookies. But what I want to say is typically pookies tend to be weekend warriors, not all of them. So there's some what we call weekend warriors. Basically, like where they go out for like a 3-4 day long weekend and they party hard or whatever. Cool. What I'm saying is that in the midst of those weekend warriors, there are what we would call the parasites or the pookies that come in the mix, and then they're the ones that you see in the VIP section, standing on the couches, throwing the money in the air. You know what I mean? Like just causing ruckus or being really, really loud in the street. Now, especially in Colombia, people like a lot of people in Colombia, like they're very calm and they kind of mellow, they kind of stay to themselves or whatever, you know what I mean? But like us as who live in the United States, we go over there, like we don't necessarily have to be loud and all this braggadocious. Like just be cool. We draw way too much attention to ourselves for no reason. All right, let's continue
with the passport pookies and the problems that they cause overseas. And we're going to start off with our brother Ed Travels. Check his channel out. But let's see what he says about passport pookies.
That being said, I've seen and experienced some of the things attributed to passport pookies. I think that it's imperative that new travelers understand one thing above most. You're not in your country anymore.
Boom!
It's a totally different ball game. The rules don't apply as they normally would.
As I said before, you are in a completely different country. You are in a different country, right? And I saw this video. I was trying to find this video, but sorry, I wasn't able to find it. But maybe when I clip this live stream up, I'll be able to find the video then and then add to it. But anyway, right? There's a video of some guys in Pattaya, Thailand, and they're throwing money in the air. And from what I understood, that they have the king's face on the Thai baht, so you're not even supposed to be like the money's not supposed to even touch the floor. So you got guys still throwing money in the air when it's actually illegal. So the king's face is not even supposed to touch the ground, and dudes are throwing money in the air. As I mentioned, you gotta learn the laws. And even if it wasn't illegal, like respect the culture, man. What we like to do, and I don't want to say all of us, but there's a good portion, some of us, that like to draw too much attention to ourselves. And there's no reason why attention needs to be drawn to ourselves. Go there and have a good time. I mean, listen, most of us we're red-blooded males, so woman attention, of course, but you don't have to display everything. You display too much.
The authorities in that country don't want to hear what it's like back in your hometown.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Right.
You're on their playing field.
Right.
You're a visitor in their country.
Correct.
So act accordingly. It's almost like when I was a little boy. My grandmother used to always give us that briefing. When you go to somebody else's house, act like you got some sense. I know the excitement to be somewhere different, to take it all in. You go into a place where if you drink, you can get bottle service for $40. where it's 500, 1,000 or more back where you from, and you want to get it in. I get that.
Right.
Beautiful women all over the place, all this kind of things, and you want to get it in. But you've got to understand that you not only represent other black men and other black people, most importantly, you represent yourself.
Yep.
Act like you got some business about you.
Right.
And in my experience, I run into two types of these quote unquote passport pookies. The humble young man that sits back and says, all right, bro, I got your big dog, OG, whatever. And then it's like, oh, all right, I got you. And I run into the one that's like, oh man, I ain't trying to, I ain't trying to hear you. I ain't trying to get with that, man. Da 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 da. And to me, either one is fine because a hard head makes a soft behind.
Boom.
Yeah. I would say, man, the first one, as opposed to the latter, the first one saying, hey, you know what, man, I'm in a different country, as he mentioned, right? Like with the bottle service, the bottles are like, the bottles are way less expensive over there as opposed to here in the States. So I get it. You wanna ball out, have a great time. Cool. You can still do that, but not be a parasite where you are just really just sucking the life out the room. And what I mean is, like, you can still enjoy yourself, but you don't have to draw that negative attention to yourself. And another thing that this guy just mentioned, right? Like, you are a representation of us, but not only that, you are a representation of yourself. So how do you want to be perceived? How do you want to be looked at? Right? And if you don't have any self-respect, then quite honestly, I don't think that you should be traveling. Because if you can't show respect, for yourself, show respect for your fellow man, then honestly, you really don't need to be traveling. Now, I know that we encourage people to get their passports and travel, but I'll keep it real. There are some people who really don't deserve to travel because they don't know how to act. If you don't know how to act, then you don't need to be traveling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm sure that we've all as men, we've either had this friend or associate or what have you, and like there's this one guy, and you like, man, I can't bring this Negro nowhere because this Negro don't know how to act. He don't know how to dress right. He don't know how to talk right, or you know what I mean. You can't bring him in certain places because this person don't know how to act. So this is what I'm saying. Like, there are certain guys who don't deserve to travel because you ninjas don't know how to act. Y'all really don't know how to act. And I know I'm not just saying that for myself. I know there's people in the chat that know somebody, one person, at least one person in their life where you like, man, I can't bring this mofo nowhere. This mofo just gonna act up. This mofo gonna cause a scene. This mofo gonna embarrass me, right? And so those are the same mofos that you can't take off the block here, that they come to Cartagena and they in they in delirium, acting a fool, throwing money in the air. You know what I mean? Listening to all that trap and drill, acting a fool, throwing money in the air, being stupid. Telling you, man. Before we continue, let's see. My man Pathfinder is in the building. Says shout out to the real travelers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see you. Let's see. I know this guy. Which guy is that? Which guy is that? LDU. Shout out to my man Messiah Williams. He says Pookie behavior to those fools over there popping these 304s with no Jimmy. Wow. Okay, with no glove, but everyone wants to overlook that and mention it because it's most of the guys that's screaming about passport Pookie's doing it. Man, yikes. Listen, you guys. Be careful in all aspects, man. Be careful in all aspects. If you in a P for P situation and you know, you're not putting on those sleeves, man, to you know, to protect yourself. I'm not even gonna touch that right now, man. I'm gonna get back to that a little bit later. Let's see. That doesn't work for me, brother. Passport parasites are the dudes that bring their predatory behaviors to other countries and act like they're at home. I don't know about predatory. What I would say is, and shout out to you. What I would say is, man, like, you know, bringing the I don't give a f kind of attitude, not really, not really showing, not really putting their best foot forward, not really taking heed that, like, yes, you are a representation of us, and you are a representation of yourself. So what you should do, especially as a grown adult male, that you should want to put your best foot forward to represent yourself properly. And also, as I mentioned, that with us, they see the melanin. Oh, you from the United States? And then they say, "Oh man, there was another guy from the United States that came down," and then they think that we're gonna act like this guy. When no, we're not, because this guy was a complete parasite. Pookie, Pookieism 101. Shout out to you, Learn to Travel TV. I'm actually gonna take that one, but like real Pookie, and just does not know how to act accordingly. Shout out to my man Mark Daniels. Says good evening. All check out his channel. Definitely a good channel, man. Good brother, author, father. So definitely a good brother, man. Big Bass Life is in the building. Salute, bro. Good work. I see you grinding, man. Thank you so much, Big Bass. Hey, Big Bass, man. I got you. I got you, man. We gonna be cooking, man. We gonna be cooking with something ASAP. Let's see. Sir Yeetus is in the building. All make sure y'all subscribe to his channel as well. He says it really makes the rest of us look bad. Again, right? Exactly. It does make us look bad. It makes us look bad, man. You gotta put your best foot forward. Passport Bro Podcast. Salute to you, my brother. And check out both of his channels, Passport Bro Podcast, No Excuse Entertainment. Also, he trademarked the name Passport Bro. So, man, shout out to this brother, man. Business. Now, see, this is what you would call a real passport brother, right? So he has a business mindset, not just some guy that's just gonna come there, and pop bottles and spray champagne around the club, you know what I mean, and just draw negative attention to himself. This is a guy who's actually about something, right? And everyone who I shouted out in the room, it's pretty much about something, whether they're passport bro or travel, whatever the case is. But every male that I've called out in this room is about something. So salute to every single one of y'all in here, man, for real. Yeetus comes back again and says, if you act like a fool too much overseas, the foreigners will not be happy. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You draw too much attention to yourself, and then they're gonna be like, then they're gonna get in their mind like, oh man, all of these American men come over here and act stupid. See what I mean? Like, it's just not a good look, bro. On point. Shout out to you, XL Pro. Knowledge and relationships. M3 is in the building. Says, good evening, Kings in Dreams. Salute to you. Mr. Dacus, the navigator, is in the building. Says, good evening, brothers. Thank you so much. All right, let me get back into this video, gentlemen.
I think that's the issue. And we have proof of that in the next video, because a lot of brothers want to go over to these countries. You're acting a fool, you toss some money around, You know, you taking videos of the ladies twerking and people feel bad there. You're starting fights. You're getting girls pregnant and stuff like that, and just basically ruining the image of a lot of brothers overseas. And I want to talk about that because Brother Duke and Don talked about that on his stream last night. I want to check that video out while we're talking about it.
Thing. Out of those guys that do that, you got to break those down into two subsections, okay? There's a subsection of men who actually go down there and they go down there to seek wives. They go down there to build businesses. They go down there to basically set up a nice little infrastructure for themselves, and then they can keep it pushing, right? And then there's another subsection of group that go down there. They don't necessarily care about economy. They don't really necessarily care about infrastructure. They don't really necessarily care about a whole lot, right? They actually just care about getting box. And because the box down there is a lot easier to come by down there than the box in the States, okay? Now, the reason why is you got entitlement in the States.
Right.
So pussy is higher priced. The premium on pussy in the States because it's a first world country. But when you go to the third world, you get a discounted rate because it's a third world country. So there's even less of a premium. Why? Because I'm going to tell you this. There's not a whole bunch of people in America flooding to Brazil for economic stimulation, okay? For businesses, right? There's not a whole lot of people doing that, okay? That's where a lot of young men should find opportunity, but a lot of young men aren't even doing that. The older men aren't doing that. Most businesses aren't really even going down there, right? The big business down there is tourism, particularly a certain type of tourism. It's called sex tourism, okay? And this is what the passport bros and the traveling bros, they absolutely hate. But I'm sorry, brothers, we gotta be honest about this, okay? It's sex tourism. And I know because these countries that a lot of these guys go to, the big part of their economy is sex tourism. Matter of fact, in some of these countries, it's almost 50% is sex tourism. A lot of these guys coming in from wealthy nations, right? They're basically fucking up the local economy for a lot of these people over there because their money goes further. So these subsection of men who are going in there for that piece itself, the sex tourism, that's fine. Because it's legal. It's their law. Their countries, their rules. You can do whatever the fuck you want over there. The problem I have is that these are the same fucking niggas that go ahead and hide behind the other brothers who are going there to actually find wives, who are going there to actually build business and aren't thinking with their fucking little head. They're thinking with their minds. They're thinking with how can I create more opportunities for myself? How can I create more opportunities for my family? All these different things in a third world country. Because I'm going to tell you this. It's not that America sucked. It's not that America is failing. It's that a lot of y'all don't have the perspective. See, I come from a different country. I come from Nigeria. So you can basically call it a third world, right? Because we got a lot of problems that we got to work through. But coming from a third world country, I understand the dualities. I understand that in a first world country, you're dealing with economies, right? You're dealing with economic situations, right? Women in the first world are simply going to demand more because they have the bargaining power to do so. All right.
All right. So there was a lot there to unpack. But what I will say is I definitely understand what he's saying. The only change that I would make is that Brazil is not a third world country. Brazil is actually a second world country and on its way to become a first world country. Now, I don't want to say most brothers are traveling for just the woman, right? And also, let me bring up this fact here, right? Now, when it comes to the traveling community and people that are content creators, whether it's YouTube, Rumble, Instagram, what have you, you're only seeing maybe about anywhere between maybe 1% to 5% of the travel community who are content creators. Because in other groups that I'm in, like we're talking 20,000, 30,000 men, and these are all business-minded men, at least for the most part, right? And so a lot of these men are not content creators. So let me just paint that picture there. That's one part of it. Second part of it is that there is a percent, like of that 1%, maybe a tenth of that 1% are the guys that we are talking about. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because when you have these little bad apples people are always going to focus on what's negative. And that's just the way people are. They focus on what's negative, negativity sells, negativity is popular, what have you, right? So what I'm saying and trying to establish here tonight is that there are real passport bros, and then there's what this gentleman is talking about. I forgot his name, but he's talking about like the pookies and parasites. There is a complete difference because there's real travelers, and yes, that women are a byproduct of traveling, sure, right? But if you're not, like if you don't know anything about the economy, you don't care about the economy, and you're strictly just going there, for a woman, and you're just, you're in the club throwing money in the air, and you have like this basically this ratchet ghetto mentality, then then you are part of the problem. Also, he also mentioned, I'm trying to think what else he mentioned. Okay, yeah. So he also mentioned um when he said that women have more to bargain with due to the fact that it's a first world country. I'm going to push back on that, and I'll say that I don't believe that women have more to bargain with. I believe that, well, yes, but it is the reason why is because of the laws when it comes to child support or marriage, and then also a lot of men nowadays in the West are not masculine anymore. It's like when when a man is supposed to be in his masculine, it's like it's frowned upon. You get the words toxic masculinity. You're not supposed to be, you're not supposed to have this alpha mentality, and you're supposed to be more in touch with your feelings. But we all know like that's a bunch of BS, because here's the thing, because as a guy, if you were to, come up to a woman and say, hey, you know what, and she asks you what your profession is, and you say, oh, um, you know, and this is no diss to anybody who has done this, but if you say like a guy, you say, oh, I'm a male cheerleader, you think she's gonna take you seriously? No. So even though they could say, oh, you want to be in touch with your feelings and all that, you know what I mean? Cool. But let's not, but let's keep it real. Like society has basically neutered men, and they don't want men to be masculine, but they do want men to be masculine. And so like that's just a bunch of the confusing part. So I understand what he's saying. Women have more of a bargaining chip, but I think that there's layers to it. It's not just one layer. So like you have the laws, and then as I mentioned, like a lot of men in the West are not like they are frowned upon when they are supposed to be like when they're supposed to be masculine, and you get words like toxic masculinity. All right, let's continue.
Again, he distinguishes two classes of guys. Now they're two different than what Ed has. Ed has the passport pookies who will listen and then change, and then the ones that want to do their own thing. Brother here, Duke, has broke it down into men who are actually coming to do something in those countries, which in my opinion are less than 50%. And then you do have your other brothers that tend to be problematic. I'm not saying they're always the case, but the business guys always going to be a smaller class, right? And then what you hear from the arguments of these guys who are your passport pookie guys is pretty much they're trying to do the same thing. If they could have done it in the United States, they would have. The problem is that they didn't qualify to do it at the same level that they can do it in other countries. If you go to countries in Africa, being an American, just having an American accent can get you in the door, won't keep you. But I mean, America having an American accent doesn't mean anything because everybody has an American accent, right? And so what happens is you have these guys who come in and can leave a bad taste in the mouth. Not all the guys, but I have a great example of this, of an actual passport pookie on a live stream. And this is on Brother Black Male Travels channel. We're gonna go into that video and check it out.
Oh shoot!
All right,
Shout out
guys.
to
So
BMT.
this is my brother Black Male Travels, and he has a clip called "The Return of Passport Pookie." Let's play the clip.
When I go to these countries, I get approached by the killers. I get approached by the drug dealers. And then they take me into their neighborhood. So when y'all, like I go into the country like nothing. I don't wear chains. I carry limited money, and I carry a card that got limited money, and I go in there like I'm broke. So I get a different experience. I go in there and get hood experiences. I be in the hood in these dangerous ass places. People tell me the people that I'm with.
The fact.
Wait a minute. Okay. Man, shout out to BMT. I wish I would have seen this one. But now, for the life of me, why would you leave the hood in the United States to go to a hood overseas? I never understood that. Unless you're filming some type of documentary or you're getting paid to do something like that, why would you want to go leave one hood to another? So that's just like saying, like, all right, I'm from New York, Brooklyn, right? So I leave Flatbush, Brooklyn to go to Estrada 1, to live in Estrada 1 in Medellin. And as I mentioned, like there's different sections of the city of Medellin, right? So Estrada 1 is the worst neighborhood. Estrada 6 is the best neighborhood. So I'm going to go basically my Estrada 1 here, in the United States, to go to Estrada 1 in Medellin. Make that make sense. Unless you shooting some type of documentary or you getting paid to film something there, why would you want to put yourself in danger? You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me, man. I don't know this guy, but this definitely sounds like Pookie-ish behavior.
That the killers and the drug dealers want you to be a part of them, and you accept that. It says a lot about this particular. I mean, maybe the brother just, wants to just see things. He might not be a criminal, but it does sound like Pookieology to me, because I've never had nobody from, these bad neighborhoods or countries, killers and drug dealers, ever ask me to go be a part of nothing. Never. Let's continue.
People tell me the people that I'm with is a dangerous person, but they done brought me.
I would be real careful about moving like that, man. I know it's like, we all from the same elements, but I still would be careful because you're not from there, bro.
I don't really get involved in what they do. They bring me.
I really don't get involved. Are you sure?
They bring me along because I'm a cool person. Like I be around.
Once again, bro, you got to watch that cool stuff, man. It's no cool in the hood, bro.
Okay, so this guy is hanging out with gangsters and all that abroad, and he doesn't really get involved. But I don't know, man. To me, like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if he's a troll or if this guy is just, I don't know if he's trying to be funny or like he can't, like he just loves the hood. I can't fathom this one, man. I cannot fathom this one. I just cannot understand why someone would actually want to put themselves in a position where you are able to travel overseas, but then you want to go to the lower class neighborhoods. If you're from a lower class neighborhood in the United States, why would you want to go to another lower class neighborhood? And these flights aren't cheap. So you basically worked up, put your money together, got a flight so that you can put yourself in another hood. Do you know what kind of ninja mentality that is? That's some real ninja mentality right there.
It's all evil.
But
You know
no,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
Hey,
saying
bro,
though,
can I
like,
ask you a question? Napoleon, are you smoking like this when you overseas in Honduras and these other places?
yeah, because that they give me
So is your
weed.
goal to is your goal is to go to this other country and be taken to the hood? That's what you want? Is that your goal?
No, it's circumstances. Like I come into the country just to see whatever it is. The people,
So let's say this, Napoleon. Rule one in traveling. Don't go to nowhere internationally, just like you wouldn't. Where are you from? Indiana or somewhere like that, right? Midwest.
I'm from Akron, Ohio.
Okay, you from Akron, Ohio. In Akron, you just don't go outside and let anybody.
Who's from Ohio here? If anybody is from Ohio, somebody get your boy. Somebody get your boy, man. So just different circumstances. So you telling me that you went all the way from Akron, Ohio to go to Estrada 1 in Medellin? Yo, somebody get your boy, man. Somebody get your boy. Ohio, get your boy. Somebody, I know somebody in this chat from Ohio. Good Lord, somebody get your boy.
Comes along and say, "Oh, you're a cool dude," and take you to anywhere in Akron. That don't happen. So it has to be the same rules when you go to Honduras. You just don't go to because they speak Spanish and seem humble, and they just let them take you to the rawest hoods in the world. So rule one, we have standards, and you way off code with that. You risking your life by just let somebody lead you around.
Yeah.
Listen,
You really
remember,
are, bro.
You remember?
You really are.
You remember?
That's not a
Okay,
badge
so
of
I'm not
honor.
even gonna play it, but remember, he's the passport pookie that Ed Travels was talking about. Like, he's always trying to justify he doesn't want to listen. He wants to do whatever he wants to do. So whatever you telling him not to do, he just pretty much saying he gonna do his own thing anyway. And you have these guys that are coming in. This is the reason why a lot of times, instead of me going to Brazil or the DR or Colombia, I kind of shied away from those places because of brothers that I've heard like him that tend to be, and I don't know if I'm not saying the guy is a bad person, but they just have a bad reputation once, even if he goes something happens, right? He didn't do it. Somebody gets shot or something. They're going to blame him because you're a foreigner. Anything can happen to you, you know what I'm saying? And they can stick you up for it because you're not from there. You don't know what's going on. You can be hurt in the process. But again, he's a brother that no matter what you tell him, he gonna have a response for it. And that's what's going on with the passport pookies. A lot of passport pookies are making it bad for black men. That's why in places that I move or go to, I make sure the neighborhoods I'm staying at, it's a certain amount of money you got to spend to be there. Certain cities I go to, I make sure that it's a certain amount of money for you to be there. And I never run into passport pookies where I'm at. But guys, what do you think?
Man, absolutely. I just can't fathom why like you would just travel, leave one hood and go to another, man. I mean, that is beside me. All right, hold on. Let me get to some of your comments. All right. Shout out to my man Eric Powell for the $10 super chat. Says all hail the king. Salute, 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 my brother. Hey man, I wish I was out there in Medellin with you, but I will be out there very, very soon, man. So no worries, man. We gonna link up, man. We gonna link up. Shout out to Mark Daniels. Definitely. He says I would push back more to bargain with also woman 30 or 40 years. Sorry. Let me start that all over again. I will push back on more to bargain with also. Women 30 or 40 years ago in the United States respected men. The majority of them don't now. I want a feminine woman, not a masculine woman. Remedy and travel. Yeah. I mean, I would say like the laws have definitely made it to where the women have, I don't want to say more options, but they have like the more they have more of the ability to kind of you know flex a little bit more. but like if the laws were more balanced out, I don't think a lot of these women would be acting the way that they act now. Let's see here. Facts. Okay, I read this. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure I get to all of you comments here. Okay, I think I was right here. Jay Burden says acting up is always senseless, but it adds insult to injury when you're in a different country. They will drop you in jail and let you rot. Your rights don't follow you when you leave the States. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good point, man. Good point. That's what I'm saying, man. Just stay under the radar. Just stay under the radar. Duke is speaking facts. Yep. M3 says, unfortunately, that's how it is. People always look for the bad and yet have the nerve to complain about it. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, man. People always will look for the bad, bro. People always look for the bad. Joseph Stewart says, we love the hood. Right. All make sure that you hit the like button, hit the notification bell. We are a little bit past the hour, so make sure that you hit the like button and the notification bell. Share this video. Definitely help your boy out. Get pushed up in the algorithm. Also, another thing, I think I'm about 150 subscribers away from hitting my 2K goal. So what I need for all of you all to do, and this is completely free, share the video, like the video, and get your peoples to subscribe to your boy's channel. Hit the notification bell. For those of you all who did not catch it when I first started the video, I mentioned that I will be in Havana, Cuba next week, Wednesday. So we are 8 days away from me and my man, the Flyboy Way. Shout out to the Flyboy Way, TheFlyBoy. We are going to be in Havana, so don't ask why. Just check out Kings and Dreams and Flyboy's channel, man. But salute, definitely. Let's see here. Charles Jones is in the building. Says, "Yo, what's going on, Charles?" Will says they go because of their conditioning. Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see here. Yes, they have more options. Okay. All right. Messiah Williams says, how is this man hurting or affecting anyone else by wanting to see what other countries' hoods look like? Y'all be confusing me. Hold on. Okay. So Messiah, he's saying that he's hanging out with these other people, right? Like, why would you want to go to someone? I mean, why would you want to be hanging out in the hood like all the time? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to be hanging there all the time? Like, when you travel, unless you are getting paid, then or like there's another reason where like there's like some sort of end game financially. I don't see why anybody would want to go and leave one hood and go to the other. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you save up all this money to travel, and then you travel, but then you stay in the hood. You know what I mean? That's a bit of a head scratcher, brother. What's the difference then going over to just get with the 304s? Hey man, you know what? I listen, that I mean, I don't condone that. Like, I think that if a guy's gonna go over, hey, have your fun, but like, you should be medically responsible. So if you know that these are ladies of the night, P for P or whatever, and you are, you're not protecting yourself, I definitely don't condone that. But I mean, I can't tell another grown man what to do, but I believe that a grown man should, should have some wherewithal to make sure that he is protecting himself. And if you're not protecting yourself, then whatever happens, that's unfortunately on you. But I definitely don't condone that type of behavior. Like, you need to be medically responsible. So if you're gonna go over there and do that, what I would do is, like, before you do it, make sure that you and her actually get the proper testing at the same time before y'all actually do it. And I'll just leave it there. I don't want to get too much down the rabbit hole on that one, bro, because that's gonna be for like another pod. Some brothers save up enough money to go there and survive. That's probably why they're in the hood. That's you know what? Let me go back to that one. I think so. But let's just say, like, what if they end up getting stranded? Like, shouldn't you bring at least a little bit more than enough so that this way you don't get caught up? I mean, that's just my thought process, Eric. Right? Because you don't want to, like, you don't want to miss your flight or anything can happen, man. I think that's traveling irresponsibly, personally. Jay Burden says, when you travel, hold on, let me get my music back. When you travel, you're supposed to create what you normally do and try new experiences. That's why they call it a vacation. Agreed. Bluff City Nerd is in the building. A passport Karen went to Jamaica and caught the bug recently. Yikes! Yeah, I'm actually going to be talking about the ladies on Thursday. I heard about that. Yeah, wow, and that's wild. Okay, let's see. Joseph Stewart says it's a bad representation and it's also dangerous if something happens to dude. Some reasons why it's bad. Agreed. Yudis comes back and says, I'm going overseas to experience the good life where men are celebrated, not continue the same the degeneracy that's already happening in the States. Agreed. I never said it makes sense. I just know that dudes are reckless like that. Oh yeah. I mean, listen, like, if you, I guess I don't know his situation, but I can't afford to be reckless like that because I'm a father, right? So I got to make sure, like, when I'm traveling, that I have more than enough to come back. You know what I mean? Be back with my son and stuff like that. So, like, I can't just be, stranded in, like, in another country and be like, well, I just didn't have enough money to come back. Like, I can't be on some J Rello stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a father. I can't do that. All right. Messiah says, and if something happens to him, that's on him. Lesson learned. But all of y'all to be in here, like, what he's doing, hurting y'all, is nuts to me. Nah, we're not saying that, but I'm saying like that's low budget behavior. So, at least from my standpoint, Messiah, is that, like, as a brother, you save up money to travel. You want to be in good areas. I'm not saying that you got to be on a high rise or something like that, but why would you want to put yourself in the worst area? Like, shouldn't you want something more for yourself as a black man or just as a man, period? That's just my thought process, bro. Unfortunately, we are not judged individually, hence Passport Bros discussion. Absolutely. Public image is very important, especially when you are in a foreign country. Agreed. Absolutely. Great comments, guys. I think I'm about to call it a night here. So it's about 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch me back here this Thursday. We're going to be talking about passport sisters. Oh, not passport sisters, sorry. We're going to be talking about ladies who travel, like, going wild, man. So we're going to be talking about the ladies, wilding out overseas and getting themselves into trouble. So, pay for play does actually go both ways. So we're definitely going to be talking about that. Very excited for that. As I mentioned, next Tuesday I will be in Cuba. I'm sorry, next Wednesday I'll be in Cuba with the Flyboy Way. Also, this upcoming Saturday, I'll be doing a live with my homegirl Chelsea. So definitely check me out. So we got today, got Thursday, and then we got Saturday. And I might do something. I might do something on Sunday. I'm not exactly sure yet. So we'll see. But I'm trying to knock out some content, but before I head over to Cuba, man. But I'm very excited for that. Also, all of my links are in the description. So hit the like button on this one, notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Also, on Instagram, Kings and Dreams, same name spelled on all platforms. TikTok. Also, the link to the Discord is there. Also, shoot me an email or contact me on Instagram for a private consultation. If you want to, or this is your first time going to Medellin, you need some contacts, anything that you need, Medellin, I got it, man. Got my apartment there, so I can show you my apartment and connect you. And I got a lot of resources out there, so definitely make sure that you are all reaching out to me. And again, for the consultation, you can contact me via email, or you can contact me on Instagram. Either way, I'll respond right away. But the quickest response for me is actually on Instagram. So feel free to shoot me an email, contact me on Instagram, and also check me out on all platforms, Kings and Dreams. That's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Discord. I appreciate all of y'all. And I will be back this upcoming Thursday. We're going to be talking about the ladies who travel. Hold on, let's see here. I got one more comment here. Okay, so Messiah says, that's his deal. He's grown. The reason he does it is his. The same way these guys go to Thailand and get with and get with lady boys, the same ones who got a problem with something like this. Okay, I mean, I'm about man, woman over here. You know what I mean? So if someone is doing that, I mean, listen, that's on them. But I know here on this platform, we say man, woman. So that's that. But anyway, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is Kings and Dreams signing out. Stay purposeful, and I am out. Peace.